Hello, reacquaint Nation family. This is Teri Karl, Joyedian, inspiring visionaries to change themselves so that they can change the world. Today's topic is 4 tips on how to stay heart-centered in a fear-filled world. This topic came up because I was looking at what's relevant today. I was looking at what's coming up in the news, and as typically is, the stories were about terrorism, natural disasters, poverty, and crime, things of that nature. And these are all stories that are full of fear. The news, the media do this on purpose because they know we'll be interested in these topics. We are programmed with an animal instinct to survive. It's very natural. And part of survival means trying to control our environment, trying to stay on top of things. So we're searching for possible dangers in our environment, and these news stories are willing to provide them for us, whether they are actually a danger or not. Now, we don't want to be completely oblivious to what's happening in the news. This is a balance I've been trying to find for myself, not being too aloof. But we also don't want to get wrapped up in these stories that are going to bring us down, that are going to fill us with fear, because what you put your attention on grows. Here are 4 tips then to help you stay heart-centered in the midst of what you are receiving from out there. I'm going to give them to you right now in case you have a short attention span, like I sometimes do. First, self-care. Second, keep 1 foot in heaven and 1 foot on earth. Third, have a giving plan. And 4, set your intentions from the heart. First one, self-care. So important. When you go on an airplane, you hear them say to put your gas mask on, your oxygen mask on first before you attend to your child or whoever you have with you. For the simple reason that if you are gone, if you pass out, you can't be of any help to anybody. Now your child is trying to help you. Take care of yourself first. Love yourself first so that you can have something to give to others. That means you need to support yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, the whole you. Do you have adequate nutrition for yourself? Do you have enough sleep? Do you have a support for yourself in relationships, whether it's family, whether it's a spiritual group, religious group, community group? Do you have that support structure in place? Do you have an actual spiritual practice, mindfulness? Do you have a religion that supports you? Do you have things that bring you joy throughout your day, or a nature practice to get you connected spiritually? What do you have in place there? It's really important to address all of those aspects for a couple reasons. One, for what I mentioned already, you can't support others unless you support yourself. If you're feeling weak, now others are going to be supporting you. And also because just by you being your best self, you are lifting your own vibration, and even in that sense, you are making a difference in the world. Just by elevating yourself, by association, since we're all connected, you're automatically elevating and improving the world. Number 2, keep 1 foot in heaven and 1 foot on earth. I have had this experience where I've been in the extremes, and I've seen people in the extremes. For example, they're completely up here. We can call this heaven, we call this a different plane, a spiritual plane. You may have been in touch with, you've had friends who are gurus, who are really into spirituality, and they're meditating quite a bit, but you don't feel like they completely know what's going on here in the earth. They're just completely in a blissful state, in that state of love, and they're not able to really connect with what's going on here in the physical plane. That's a little bit extreme. On the other side, you may have the extremity that a person has absolutely no connection with their inner self, with spirituality. They're taking a lot of action. They're missing an opportunity to connect with infinite love, with infinite light, and with infinite possibility. Because our inspiration comes from sources beyond us. So we need to have that balance of both. We need to have a practice, whatever practice you have that gets you back in touch with your inner self, with source, with God, whatever you believe in, so that you can remember who you are, so you can connect with creativity and infinite potential, but also make sure that you are aware of what's going on the earth and taking action, because It's a lot higher vibration up here. We need that reminder, but we also have a gift being here on earth, that we can be the hands and feet of God for others so that change can happen on this plane. I believe in angels. Angels can sometimes intercede, but often they depend on us to make the difference because we are a part of this realm. We've made this decision to be here and to make a difference in whatever purpose we have in this lifetime. Number 3, have a giving plan. If we're feeling kind of unorganized, we are just kind of giving willy-nilly, we don't have any plan, but we want to make a difference, it's really easy, at least I've noticed for myself, to feel really guilty because there are so many needs out there. There are so many causes that we could give to, and sometimes we could feel like we don't know how to give, or we're not giving enough. So then we can put a structure in place to help with this so that we can make a difference in a way that feels comfortable, that resonates with us. One type of giving plan is having a tithing plan. Tithing is another word for giving. And this is commonly used in spiritual practices. There's usually a certain percent. My mentor, Morrissey, talks about tithing in 3 ways: tithing your time, tithing your talent, and tithing your money. And that percent is usually about 10% in spiritual practices, but it can be any amount. It could be higher, it could be lower. Again, whatever resonates with you, whatever feels comfortable with you. How am I going to tithe my time, tithe my talent, tithe my money? Or maybe you pick more of one of those areas at a certain time because you're not feeling like you have enough income to give, you don't have enough time to give. Where are you comfortable giving? Start there. Maybe you have a particular cause. You could decide, I'm giving to this cause. If you're receiving a lot of requests for donations in the mail or in social media, but you already have a particular cause that you're giving your full attention to, that's great. That can help you stay focused. Could be a cause that you just feel really passionate about. Maybe it's a purpose that you've connected with. It could be a cause that is related to a tragic experience in someone in your family or in your own life, and you were really supported, and now you want to give back. That's great. Now you have that emotion, you have that motion that can really help make a difference, that can move things forward. But just decide. Even if you decide, I'm going to give this amount of time or this amount of money this year or this month, and I'm going to decide a different place each month. That's fine too. Just decide ahead of time so that you can feel good about it and that you can stay focused and again make the most difference with yourself and with others. And finally, be purposeful, make intentions that come from the heart. If you are focused on the heart, if you come from the heart, things may not always work out as you're hoping, but that intention makes a huge difference. You can live from love, you can live from fear. And if your intention, your purpose is focused on coming from the heart, then you are putting more attention, you're putting more direction into living into a world that comes from the heart. Your heart, if you know about the chakras, is actually the bridge between the upper, more of the heaven part I was telling you about, and the lower chakras, which are more connected to the earth. So this is a great way to connect to yourself by focusing here on the heart. If you look at the people who have made huge differences, some of the very popular examples are Martin Luther King and Gandhi. They made a huge difference because they came from a place in the heart. They came from a place of love and a place of respect, and they were really able to make a huge difference in changing the world. So check in with yourself. Decide, am I coming from a place of love in this action I'm taking? Whatever action you decide to take, whether it's in a protest, whether it's in prayer, whether it's in money, whether it's in writing letters, whatever action you decide to take, just come from a place of love. Remind yourself why you're taking that action, and you can only increase your difference, your love that you make in the world. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. I will see you again much next week. And much love and many blessings to you all. Let's change the world. Bye now.